Prime News. My question of the day is an important one tonight. What would you do if your child was the bully? 877-TELL-HLN. Anna is in Georgia tonight. Anna, good evening.
Hey, good night. How you doing?
Good. What would you do if your child was the bully?
Well, I will, first of all, I'm involved with my kids, and I think all the parents should be involved. But the sad thing is that a lot of parents are not involved because of work, money situation, and a lot of parents are just working or are in drugs, not in their lives, and kids are just on the streets. And a lot of parents cannot afford to take these kids to the movies either because, movies are $10, $11 now to go there. So...
Anna, I'm hearing you, and it's the absolute reality, right? You've got both parents working. It's a long, long day. You get home, you're tired, you're grouchy. You're not necessarily sitting down and speaking with your kids, but we need to. Anna, thanks so much for the call. Appreciate that. Here's what folks are saying on Twitter tonight. Jeannie on Twitter, what would you do if your child was the bully? I would drop him off at a boot camp. My son will not bully anyone. He's the most empathetic child I know, just like me. I want to bring back in the Sensei on this one. Sensei, do you think parents of bullies know that their children are bullies?
I think they usually have that idea. Usually parents, their inner voice is telling them what is going on, and sometimes they're just ignoring it. They're not doing anything about it. I think it's rare that parents just don't know what's happening. And they have to deal with it. They have to deal with it in a very direct way. And, as far as that woman that was just on the line when she talked about not having the amount of time that you would need to raise your child or have that communication, there are parents that are home a lot, and they're just not connected to their children. I would say that it's about, if you have a quality, 30 minutes with your child every day, that's a lot of time. And if you're connected with them, doing what they like to do, spending that time talking to them, I think you can establish a very deep, meaningful relationship. And that's going to really empower them. It's one step in empowering that child.
It's not necessarily the quantity of time, but the quality of the time and what you're doing with that time. Jody is in Maine tonight. Good evening, Jody.
Good evening. I definitely would get my child help if they saw any signs of that. But I'd like to say that I feel that the apple does not fall too far from the tree.
Jody, thanks so much for the call. We appreciate it. Great calls tonight. Great guest. Sensei John Mirrione, founder of HarmonyByKarate.com. Thanks so much. I do appreciate it. And finally tonight, we got to have the conversation. And just like our guests are saying, and our callers are saying, they've got to be ongoing. We need to know, number one, is our child being bullied? Because we may not know. They don't want to brag about that. They're not going to say anything. But we also have a responsibility to our children and to everyone else's children to find out if our kids are the bullies. So have that conversation tonight, all right? That's all for tonight. I am Vinny Politan. Have a great evening, and don't forget to hug your kids.